You are watching another edition of the Kurt Social Network. It's the KSN podcast. This is episode 5, and I am your host, Kurt the Magnificent. Hello, everyone. Tonight, we have another great episode coming up. Another one's going to be very informative, educational, just great. You're going to hear a couple guys that's coming on that are motivators, that are educators, that are sports fanatics, and these two gentlemen here got me going in the podcast game, and I want to definitely show some love to them, and I want them to express and talk about what they have got going on and what they've been doing these past few years. They come from the podcast called Smarterfan podcast. All right, if you don't know about that, we're going to talk about it. Very good. Y'all should definitely tune into that as well. All right, so I want to give a hand to these two gentlemen. Let's give it up for Barry Nimhart and Joe Moore. Let's give a hand for these two guys.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
All right.
I'm doing okay. It's cold out here, but I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Y'all want more snow? Y'all want more?
No, please, Magnificent. Please. Have mercy, Magnificent. Please.
Barry and Joe, once again, thank you for being on. I appreciate you guys. Y'all started me with your podcast. You had me on a few times, talk about Knicks, NBA, which is great. Hopefully I can come back with y'all if that's possible.
Oh yeah,
that's never going to stop. You didn't know you the family now. First cookout was free. Now we expect you to bring something.
Don't worry, I'll bring the water.
It's all good.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Can we talk about the beginning? Let's talk about the beginning first with both of y'all each. So, Joe, I want you to go first. Talk about your beginning growing up with sports.
All right. Well, I never really played organized sports. You know, we had a ragtag baseball team in my neighborhood. You know, we played other neighborhoods, and we also played two-hand touch because the lower part of my street had no trees.
Where you from, Joe?
I'm from White Plains.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would play from one end of the block to the other. Those were the end zones.
Yeah.
You know. So that's what we did. We played two-hand touch, you know. Yeah. You know, 3 completions in a row was a first down. You know. So but I was really big into sports. You know, I got to be a Yankee fan going to my aunt took us, my cousin and I, to the Mayor's Trophy game, and it was an exhibition game against the Yankees and the Mets. And since the Yankees won, that's how I became a Yankee fan. You know, so and then I've been a Cowboy fan since 71. So I've seen a lot of winning, a lot of losing, and now a lot of aggravation.
Definitely last 30 years, a lot of aggravation.
You know. So, but you know, and I followed the Knicks, you know, and I followed the Nets in the ABA, you know, because I was a big fan of Dr. J's, you know, and I actually got to meet him. And
wow.
Yeah. I shook his hand and my hand disappeared.
Well, Joe, that's great. Getting to know that part about you growing up with the sports. Barry, that same question for you as well.
Well, let me give you the abbreviated version. Well, I've got 7 older brothers, so sports has been basically born into sports, right? So my older brothers wrestled. They ran track. My oldest brother was actually I just found out was 4th in the state in track in New York. I'm from Greenburgh, New York. And so, you know, bodybuilding, I had cousins who were into bodybuilding, lifting weights, and just sport. I've just been surrounded by sports all my life. And then, you know, in high school, is when I formally started playing. I'd always played basketball, football. Then in high school, I also did track. I did shot put. So, it was always my dream, kind of follow my brothers, but and play, play collegiately, and then maybe get an opportunity to go to the next level. And so I remember, because my brothers are significantly. Oh, I remember as a kid, like 8, 9, 10, with their companies that we now like sending them track shoes. So as a kid, seeing that was like, whoa, right?
Yeah, right.
And then one of my older brothers, Hopeton, had a friend. I must have been about 11, because we at that time the Giants practiced at Pace University in
Oh,
Pleasantville.
oh wow, very
Yeah.
close.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Literally 20 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Just drove up the back right there. Right. And so I remember him coming home and he said, I got something for you. And it was an actual NFL football from the New York Giants. And at 11 years old. So that was like the greatest gift I could have ever received. Right. And so, I grew up a Cowboy fan because my brother before me, oddly, was a Cowboy fan and just loved the Cowboys. So and then, we're in Greenberg. I mean, you catch a train in White Plains, you can be in 25 minutes at Yankee Stadium.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm growing up in the midst of Reggie Jackson, and then I'm growing in the midst of the Giants and Parcells, and literally minutes from my house, right? So, and then I've got all this sports going on in my home with my brothers, and and then one of my brothers so I've just been, the short version is I've just been surrounded. So as I've continued, I've had friends in the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. It's just been something that's always been part of my life. Can't get away from it.
And it's great that you can't get away from it. I mean, if you love sports, you don't want to get away from it. You can't. It's just something that is embedded in you. Like I was actually a baseball lover before a basketball lover. I played baseball before I started playing basketball, and I loved it because I played outfield, I played third base. King Griffey Jr. He was like the first person I saw that I was like, man, I want to be like him. Because he was the star those early '90s. Coming out, and I loved it so much. And then basketball came around because I started watching the Knicks heavy, but. Baseball, that was my first love, so I know what you're talking about. It just sticks with you. I still love baseball to this day. So
man, that was my first love. That's really, those were mostly my heroes.
wow.
And if my high school team, my thing was really in high school, if we probably had a high school baseball team, my whole thing was to become, I don't know why I was like this too. If I could play baseball, I figured I could get drafted in high school and then go pro.
Right.
That was my mindset, but we just didn't have a baseball team, so then it became football because Audley played football. And I love football. And, where I grew up, we just played all the time, in front of the house, in our backyard. We had a big backyard. And then we had a big park at the top of the hill. So we were just inundated with sports and baseball. So, yeah, I get it. Yeah, but baseball was definitely my first love.
To talk about sports, that's what y'all do. And y'all have to talk about other topics too. But Smarterfan podcast, if you haven't tuned into it, these two guys really know their stuff. Can we talk about the beginnings of that? Barry or Joe? Each one of y'all can start.
Sure. Let's go with Joe first.
Yeah, well,
that makes more sense. You'll see why.
Well, I started delivering mail over to the office where Barry worked, and then I found out he was a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
So then we started conversing from there, so then every day when I would come by there, we would just talk sports, and we would talk about everything and anything, So
right.
Then he said, we got to do a podcast on this. We got to get this on tape, get this recorded. So, and that's basically how it started.
Yeah.
I mean, we just talking in general,
Wow. Wow, that's great. When did it start? What year y'all started?
What was it, about 3 years ago?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, we're in season three actually.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
How fast the time goes.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
How fast the time
How
goes.
long did it take y'all to get it going after y'all had that talk?
We probably have 40 episodes that we were recording ourselves when Joe would come to it's just, go ahead, John. Go ahead. Let me be quiet. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, nah, you're good. You're doing good.
Are you
Come
good?
on, Barry.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. I want to
So,
hear
so,
you.
so what happened was I had another coworker that I thought we could, because I have a background in radio. So I used to do radio in college and stuff and different other stuff in media. And, I have a little small company called Integrity Media. And so, I researched, when this whole podcast thing started to happen and so forth and so on. And then I said, friends of mine were in pro sports. And actually, the first channel I have is called Behind the Veil. Yeah.
Mm.
Behind the Veil was I wanted to talk about sports, business, and life, right? Where people can get in a perspective that they're not going to get on a regular sports channel, because those are the three things I love, right? I love sports, I love business, and I just love life in general. And life meaning learning from other people and their experiences. So I
Yes.
was
Mm.
very fortunate to get some incredible people to talk to and learn from, to share, share with people, the things that they don't hear that go on, the politics and the pile of tricks that go on in sports, business and
Mm.
life. They really quite parallel. Um, and so then I stopped. I can't remember why I stopped. And then the other friend of mine, we just could never get it off. We just couldn't, it just didn't come together. So I did, Behind the Veil, by myself. And then, like Joe said, there was, we would talk and it kind of started to vibrate in my head, man, we got like the two right kind of personalities
Right.
that are different to keep it interesting. The conversation flows between us. So I kind of just pitched him on it. I said, hey, Joe, would you be interested in doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Because I
Right.
mean, we're talking every time you come through. And if we literally, I really said that to myself. I said, we were recording this, we'd have a good number of good episodes right here. Why
Yeah.
don't you do it? And so, he talked to his wife and, made the leap. And, here we are, what, 3 years later doing
Yeah.
this. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this is great. I'm glad that, again, I was able to be on as a guest, and I enjoy even stuff that I haven't been on a guest. I've watched and enjoyed some topics. Very,
Good.
very, very interesting. Some stuff very informative that I didn't know, and I'm a sports guy. And I appreciate you guys for what y'all doing and keep it going. It's really
Yeah.
making people talk about it, making me talk about it, and what y'all doing is just great. I appreciate that from y'all. Thanks, guys.
Well, I'm
No,
learning a lot from Barry just from the business side, you know. So
Yeah.
well, it's the passion. I've been fortunate to just be granted to be in the right place at the right time. So, one of the things that I saw early on, and I continue to see um, in the podcast space, there's not enough of us that look like us. There's not enough
mm,
of
mm,
us telling our stories.
Yes.
And I mean, I've competed in some things, like Google, when they were early in the game of podcasting. And there are very few people that look like us. And
Right.
we have
mm.
fascinating stories. And so, literally, my goal is to help as many. My goal is I'll just say it this way. My goal is to get 1,000 more of you, magnificent, in the game. To
Hmm.
at least get 1,000 more of us telling whatever angle we want to do. We need to be having our voices out here. There's more than enough money out here. There's more than enough opportunity out here. And so anything I can do for anyone who's motivated to do it, it's not as hard as people make it. It is work. It's not, you're going to have to put in some work. and some sacrifice if you really want to grow it, but I think it's very important for us to have a voice in this space. So that's really my kind of private goal is, okay, I got about 800 more of y'all to go. And now that, and that's my, everything else is great, but to be able to see you magnificent doing it gives me a lot of happiness on a lot of levels that I'm moving in the right direction. So,
with that, I appreciate that, Barry. Let's talk about the Super Bowl that's coming up on Sunday. We got the Patriots and Seahawks. Who's y'all picks and why?
Well, I'm going for Seattle because of that defense, and I want to see Darnold, win it because his path to this point has been, it's been a rough path for him.
Yes.
I mean, he started off getting drafted by a totally incompetent organization.
The bottom 15.
And then he goes to the Niners, and he's basically just a backup until they got somebody else.
Right.
Then he goes to the Panthers. So, and they didn't really do anything there. So, he finally found his way, and I'm just happy for the guy, So I want to see him do well, and I just can't bring myself to root for the Patriots. They should have gave Marshawn the damn ball last time.
Oh boy,
Barry,
don't let him start chewing on that bone. We'll be here until next week. I'm trying to tell you.
What about you, Barry?
I kind of look at sports a little differently because I played it. I agree with Joe, but it's gonna be a slugfest. It's going to come down to what defense can impose their will and make the other quit. And I sort of, as strange as it may sound, because of Vrabel and what he represents, and he's a player's coach. And whenever you play with a player's coach, that's like a sixth man. He can get you to do some things that you normally would not be able to do. So as I told Joe when Joe asked me, I said, well, if they make May, defense of Seattle makes May put it on the ground, they're going to lose. They will lose. But if he's able to hold on to it and manage the game and not make mistakes, they got a shot. But Seattle's tough, but at the same time, see, this is the Vrabel thing. If Vrabel can get to Darnold and force him and put pressure on him, the scale tips back over. But New England's got to do two things. They got to get Darnold, and then they've got to force fumbles. If they do those two things, they win. They don't, the Seahawks are going to win because they're a problem. I mean, they're a problem at all three levels. And so I think it's going to go down as one of the best Super Bowls. But I just wanted to give that analysis. But that's how I think it's going to go out. It's going to come down to defense.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Definitely with defense. I see Seattle. They are the better defensive team. I just see them. My pick. I see them winning it because it's just the defense is just going to be there more. You never know. It might be some plays where the Patriots might make some good points to where they can get the lead and keep the lead. But I just feel like Seattle, if that defense is there and Darnold's, is playing very well, I just can't see them not lose. I think Seattle is probably going to win the Super Bowl on Sunday.
I can't argue with you. I just think Vrabel, as strange as it may sound, may make the difference. And it's just going to be a slugfest. It's like Ernie Shavers and George Foreman be in the ring. It ain't gonna be pretty.
It ain't gonna be pretty. That wasn't.
you don't want to get hit with none of that.
Right.
Right. It's gonna be that kind of. Yeah.
Let's talk about the NBA. the trade deadline. This is Wednesday night. We're talking right now, but tomorrow, Thursday afternoon at 3:00, the trade deadline will end. And right now, we got some trades that's been coming up for the past couple of days. The Jazz and Grizzlies, top guy. Well, we'll start with the Bulls and Pistons and Timberwolves. Jaden Ivey got traded with Mike Conley Jr. They're going to the Bulls. They're coming. Jaden Ivey's coming from the Pistons. Mike Conley's coming from the Timberwolves. They also got Kevin Huerter's going to the Pistons. It's just that trade is just a lot going on there. You got the Jazz with Grizzlies with Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a big time from Memphis. He's going to go to the Jazz to help out there. Yeah. The Bulls and Celtics did another deal with Anthony Simons from the Celtics. He's going to go to the Bulls for Nikola Vucevic. Vucevic is key for the Celtics because they didn't have a big a stretch 4, stretch 5, and now they have that for Boston, which amps up and become a real good starting 5 team now without Jason Tatum. That helps a lot. And then finally, the Mavericks and Washington Wizards, they also did a trade where Anthony Davis goes to the Wizards and Chris Middleton goes to the Mavericks. AD, it helps. He's hurt. He's not going to play this year with Trae Young being there as well. Not going to play. But next year, if they're healthy, we're just going to make some noise in that Atlantic division. So what do y'all think, guys? Tell me your thoughts on one of the trades or what trade you thought about.
Well, that trade with the Mavericks, they're putting bodies around Flag. That's what they're doing. He's going to be the face of that franchise.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the move. The move.
Yeah. I agree with you, Joe, because I think with the Mavs, like you said, putting those around Cooper Flag, and then you never know, Kyrie going to come back. And again, you got all these pieces that's coming around you with the Mavs because they got some shooters and they got some young guys that could play on that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I look for them to bounce back, and because Flag, when he gets out on the floor, he just makes everybody around him better.
Yes, I agree.
And there's not too many players that can say that,
Barry?
No, I mean, that's a good move because personally, I think Anthony Davis has been retired for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there, but he's been retired the last 3 years.
Right.
So, he's collecting checks. I ain't got no hate for him. He's doing what he's doing, but it is what it is. And now he's pretty much on the backside of his career. So God bless you. So if they can, Dallas was able to get something to build around Flag, and I think the secret is, Joe knows I use this word because it's prolific in sports. There's a lot of lazy coaching going on.
Mm-hmm.
And not developing athletes or putting athletes in the best possible position. It's just a lot of mediocre, like a friend of mine said today at lunch. There's a lot of mediocre mindset. Flag's a great talent, but can you develop the talent to win championships is a whole different thing.
Right.
It's a whole different thing. And one of the things that's going to be interesting, not to change the topic, is the same thing with Zion, right? So Zion for 7 years people have been waiting and getting highlight reels. He hasn't put together a reel. He hasn't put together a season. Now it's going to be interesting what happens. This is the other side. This is the business. If he doesn't do something within the next 3 or 4 years, he's just going to go out as a highlight reel.
Yeah, I agree.
That's going to be his career.
I agree with you, Barry. And we're gonna have another conversation interview about business and sports. That's another that we're gonna have that episode, Barry. And actually, I want to get somebody else on here with you with that is really involved with that.
Sure.
So is that cool? We could do that, Barry.
Another time? Magnificent. I told you, you done come to the cookout. Listen, it's family right now, brother. Whatever you need me to do. I'm with you.
I know. Real quick, I got a couple minutes. I want to do a quick game with y'all. Quick trivia game.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
because y'all sports guys, Smarterfan. I want to see if y'all really. I want to see if y'all really real. On this. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So how this is gonna go is I'm just gonna ask you a question and you're gonna give me your answer. And after the answer, if you got it right, I'll let you know. If you didn't, get it right, I'm gonna tell you what the answer is. And maybe we'll do a points. We'll just see how it goes. Okay. Just do it.
Sounds good.
This is a nice test run to see how we can play this out. Okay. First question. It's an NFL question. All right. All-time most rushing season yards. Who is number 3 right now on that list? 1 is Emmitt Smith. 2 is Walter Payton. Who is the third person? Barry.
Man, Joe, you set me up again. I'm terrible at this stuff. All time?
All-time most rushing season yards. You got 10 seconds. Third, number 3. Number 3.
I got it. Who's number 3?
Yep.
Walter or Tony Dorsett?
Well, Walter was number 2. So are you saying Tony Dorsett is number 3?
Yeah.
Nope. Joe?
I want to say Sanders.
Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
You're also wrong. All right. That was Frank Gore. Frank Gore was number 3.
Whoa.
Oh, man. I forgot about him.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's impressive. But, yeah, he's played about 15 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, he was older than Kurt when he retired.
Yeah.
The NBA. All right. It's an NBA question. All-time leading season scorer. All right. Number 1 is LeBron James. Number 2 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Who is number 3?
Dang.
Joe or Barry? Joe, you go first.
Kareem is number 2.
Yes.
Oh man. Jeez. God, that's a tough one. I should know this.
You, Joe, you really should know this.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh man.
10 seconds, Joe. 10 seconds.
Oh God. I'll just throw it out there, Wilt.
Okay. Barry, your answer.
Man. God, points?
Yes, all-time scoring leader. Season scoring leaders.
MJ.
Both are wrong. Number 3, after James and Abdul-Jabbar, is Karl Malone. The mailman, Steve. The mailman, Joe.
Oh, man. Man, yeah.
How you forget about the mailman, baby? The
Pick and roll, brother. Pick and roll.
Yeah. Oh,
finally,
man.
All right. The last one is a baseball question, Major League Baseball question. All-time home run leaders. All right. 1 is Barry Bonds. 2 is Hank Aaron. 3, Babe Ruth. Who's number 4? Barry, you got 10 seconds.
Sheesh, man. I thought I was feeling good right there. I said, until you made me number 4. Bonds, Root, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth. Who's in the 700, 800?
He just retired, too.
Griffey.
No. Joe.
He just retired.
That's retired.
Maybe like a few years ago. He just
retired.
Oh.
10 seconds. 10 seconds, Joe.
Because I was gonna say Mays, but he just retired. Wow.
5, 4,
man.
3.
You got me, man.
No, you don't want to even take a stab at it?
I said Ruth is. You said Ruth is 4.
No. Bonds first, Aaron second, Ruth third. Who's 4?
Third. Who's 4?
Oh, he played for the Texas Rangers?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
man. All right, Joe. You can't get it, Joe?
Nah, I'm my mind is, my brain is frozen.
All right. It was Albert Pujols, guys.
Oh,
Albert Pujols.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's right. He did just retire because he's trying to manage now.
Yeah. Well, look, guys,
Mm.
we got to get out of here on the KSN podcast. We want to thank Barry and Joe. Want to thank y'all guys for coming on. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna do this again. I know we are, but I really appreciate y'all being on here.
No, thanks for having us,
Oh,
Magnificent.
yeah, thanks
This
for
was
having us.
awesome. Man, this was awesome.
Yeah,
Great show,
man.
my friend. Great show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I said once again, thank everyone who's watching. All right. And this is another great edition, a great episode that you just watched here on KSN Social Network, the podcast. This is episode 5. I am Kurt the Magnificent. Like always, peace, love. You already know. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good.